Well, look who's back. I am posting for the first time in some months. I haven't all summer. Cut a stick of wood. Just got other things going on. And now September is here, and I'm getting in the mood. And I've got this pile of locust that has been in the round for at least maybe 3 years, two or 3 years, at least 2. And it needs to be cleaned up for burning. It's ready to burn. A little work fire going. Locust is supreme firewood, even if it's been sitting for a few years. Like 40 years. In this case, just a couple. It's weird though, because it is super susceptible to carpenter ant damage. And once they get in there, termites can kind of work on it too, but termites don't mess with the wood that hadn't had any carpenter ant damage. They'll chew off all the sapwood and bark, but not that hard stuff. So this is what I would consider dirty wood. Dirty wood is wood that has been sitting out in the elements for some time. It's got bugs, it's got dirt from, you know how dirt gets wet and then it sticks to stuff. Soil. And so when I have dirty wood, I like to split it with plastic axe. Because I really don't care what happens to the plastic axe. You can't really do a lot of damage to it. The handle won't break, and if it does, well, it's plastic. I save my nice axes for the fresher cut wood. It doesn't have to be like green, cut out of the woods, out of the forest fresh. But, you know, like this one's got dirt on top of it, soil sitting in the dirt, all that stuff. So I use this one. And this locust wood, it's one of those woods that it's pretty easy to split, even if it's been sitting out and getting really dry like this has. This is a pretty long piece here, but it's a really hard wood that is kind of brittle at the same time. With the grain straight, it splits pretty good. Now, all wood's like that, I guess. This locust is pretty premium. This came out of my yard. And the tree that it came out of died. And so I cut her down. Locust is funny, and when it's wet or if the air's humid, kind of like today, it stinks when it burns. I mean, it stinks. But when it's dry and cold and you got a locust fire going, it smells totally different and it's really nice. You'll still smell awful afterwards, like if you're standing in the smoke. But oak will do that too. Most will. makes really good overnight logs. I can put this in my wood stove, and if I don't put the damper down, it'll burn up. But it does coal and it lasts a long time. But if I do put the damper down, once it hits that coal stage, it'll stay there. It won't necessarily be hot, but it makes a good bed in the morning. Slows things down. Really not looking forward to this big piece either, but we won't split it. Get knots on one end. I'm having to split this upside down. It grows that way. Typically want to have it turned over. But yeah, been away for a while. Been a busy summer and a good week. Might change things a little bit. I've talked about that before. We're gonna be selling our place and moving. We do that, and I'll probably include a lot of that on the channel because the property we're looking at is all mature forest, hardwoods, and there's a lot to explore. So I'll probably share that with you. And then again, we may stay here. We're kind of letting things fall where they may, and we'll see what happens. So in the meantime, gotta clean up my mess here. I'm gonna get the mall. I'll be right back. Big piece. Got ants in it. Been on the ground. Lung full of firewood smoke to encourage the wood splitting. Yeah, there's a knot there. I just thought maybe I could get a piece off. Let's try this side. Locust is a good wood to leave big. But it's also good wood to have small because you can really get going quick. Burn hot, etc. Some people don't like to burn it because it burns so hot. Back in the old days, I used to throw whatever rusty farm implement was laying around the farm in the fire to get it. In a locust fire in the wintertime. See how red you can get it. She get red. Back when burning things that didn't burn was fun. When we bought this place, the previous owner liked to burn all his trash, including his jars. It's the last jars. TVs, computers. All kinds of stuff. Just burn it in the yard. I asked him why he did that. He gave me a real funny look. Like, I don't want your life. Look. I'm curious, you know. The solid waste convenience center is about a mile away. The ironic thing though is I found a bunch of tires. Tires do burn. So, little column A, little column B. Double line. This one open. There's a certain physical righteousness to splitting wood, especially in the morning. It's hot. Today's actually really nice, but that sun's out, it's pretty warm. There's just something about it. You know, it gets the body pumping. I enjoy it. Oof. Didn't enjoy that. I'll leave that one and that one. It's a red oak. Been in the bushes for a while. And that one fit in the stove pretty good, but let's see. I still got some juice to it. I cut this black oak up a couple years ago as well, and it's in the other videos out there. But I also made a fort, like a clubhouse, up against this stack of wood. And oak oak is notorious for taking a long time to need seasoning. This stuff's pretty nice now, but so I was like, all right, cool, whatever. Well, the problem when you make a fort around a firewood stack is part of it that normally gets sun, don't get it no more. That's right, don't get it no more. And the problem with oak, and that is oak will deteriorate in moist conditions rapidly. This isn't too bad. I like that is going to go on the stove too. But some of this stuff is providing life for other organisms at this point, which is also not a bad thing. Sapwood's actually in better shape than I thought, probably because it had been split, but that hardwood's just fine. This piece is a bit much. Alright, well, I got a little splitting to do. I just thought I'd say hi. We'll see what the future brings for this channel and other endeavors. Might do some cooking, might do some woodworking, might tell some stories. We'll see. Might make a birdhouse out of that one. Can you see that? It's funky. I think I could pull it apart, but put a roof on it. A little birdie could live in there. Well, y'all have a good weekend if you're watching this on the weekend, like I'm recording it. Of course, if you watch it Tuesday, 2037, that won't really jive, will it? The funny thing about these YouTubes is people talk about time on them all the time. But the thing is that as soon as said time passes, the relevance and accuracy of those comments evaporate. So you could find this online for $37. Well, when you made that video, pal. But if I don't watch it for 5 years, can't find it for $37 anymore. Maybe it's not even made me. I don't know why I'm on 37 today. It's a very odd number. I guess it's a prime, isn't it? It's chewed all kind of up. Okay, I'll do one more thing for you. Some of you guys are big into protective PPE, personal protective equipment. And there's been some comments back in the old days about my clothing choices. I know I got shorts on today. This is pretty low risk. I'm not running this off. However, one thing I am well protected in currently is my feet. And I've talk to you about that in just a second. Get this one split. I'm not sponsored by anything. This is not a plug, etc. But these boots are Tasmanian-made Blundstones, which is, you know, they're pretty famous for their Chelsea boot, I think. I've got a pair of those that are pretty cool, but these I got for work. But I use them anytime I'm doing anything that requires true foot protection around here. Toe protection. It's got a steel toe, rubber. This is non-reactive tread. The one thing I don't like about the Chelseas for real work is they slide in, and so my foot always slides back and forth when I'm using them. This lace prevents that, and it's got the big tooth zipper on the side so that I don't have to untie it every time. I can keep it laced up, slip it on and off like a slide-in boot with the zipper. A little heavy, but they're super comfy, waterproof. I dig them. They're like $270, which is a lot for a boot. Well, 2 boots. So. But I haven't gone a day where I've regretted these, and now that they're really broken in, they're even better. So I highly recommend these for all manner of serious manual labor. All right, we'll see you next time.